We have nothing to hide. Apostate. Apostasy? Apostasy. Well, apostates. And then apostates. The apostate, apostate, the apostates. The apostates are apostates. What apostates? About apostates of apostate. The apostates, apostate, apostate, and apostate. Apostates, apostate, the apostates are apostate.
An apostate, the apostasy. Apostate.
Apostate, apostates of apostates of apostates. The apostates has apostasy. An apostate by apostates. I'd like to say a kind word to some who may be involved in discussion forums. This is war.
Hey guys, how y'all doing today? How about that intro? That is not AI, by the way. That is taken actually from a half an hour video from jw.org. And they really do say apostate that many times in one video. Seriously, you can't make this stuff up. The jokes are writing themselves at this point, folks. But anyway, I want to be brief. I don't want to take a long time. There have been a couple of developments since I made my last video. In the last video, I talked about Norway shunning the future of Watchtower. And I kind of posited that I think what's going to happen is that the organization is going to, in the interest of survival, mainline. Based on what's been going on in the last month or so, I am starting to doubt that. I'm starting to wonder if they even have a plan at this point. I'm not even sure they're doing damage control per se. I think what's happening is they're cornered like a rabid animal, and they have nothing left to do but just lash out. Case in point, the governing body as an entity has now been deposed to appear in court. Now, if I get something wrong on this, please feel free to fact check me. But it's my understanding that this is the first time the governing body as an entity, as the men on the Watchtower, rather than the organization or the corporation itself, the actual individuals as an entity, minus the four new guys. They are all being called to testify. Who knows if they will? If they refuse to, it's my understanding they're going to face some heavy fines, some heavy financial penalties. And if they refuse to pay the fines and they drag it out, if I'm not mistaken, they could potentially face jail time. I don't think it's going to come to that, but it is a possibility. So that and Norway, and both of those things, if I'm not mistaken, are going to go down before the end of this year. So yeah, they are facing some heavy stuff. And I think the PR department is just scrambling for options, for anything meaningful to do. I think they're running out of options at this point, because after this stuff happened, the deposition and the Norway thing, pretty much right out of the gate, what does the Watchtower do? They turn around and they sue somebody. They sue Mark O'Donnell, okay, who is a well-known, respected CSA activist who has exposed a lot of the CSA in the organization. Apparently, they're accusing him of illegal wiretapping. Now, I don't know the details on that. I don't know if it's true or not. The consensus among the XGW community, as far as I can tell, is that he's not really culpable, that he didn't actually violate the law. I don't know. I can't really comment on that. Like I said, I don't know the details. But whether he is liable or not, this is a really bad PR move by the Watchtower. Really bad. I know they have sued people in the past before and gotten away with it. But they are increasingly under scrutiny by the government, the court, the guy. They cannot continue to get away with this shit forever without ramifications. They are just going to make themselves look bad, like Scientology, for crying out loud. Not to mention the XJW community and people who are PMO. That's going to keep waking a lot of people up. And they're still doing this kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't. Like I said, I think they're just lashing out. I don't think they have any end game in mind. I'm not even sure that they really believe that Jehovah is going to protect them. Who knows? I really don't know. But anyway, that aside, I watched and here's another part of why I think they're not going to mainline. I watched the part 2 of the Jesus movie, The Good News According to Jesus. And while from a technical standpoint, it's competent, the movie itself, it just isn't that good. There's nothing special about it. It's essentially just reading line for line and word for word the Bible without any creative license at all. So it's very scripted. It's very dry. There's nothing really special about it. It's just kind of bloodless, And I mean, yeah, we've seen worse Jesus movies before, but it isn't anything we haven't seen before a million times. If their goal is to compete with something like The Chosen, which is actually a really good show, they're just not going to cut it. But you know what? I don't think that's what they're trying to do. And to be honest, I don't think they're trying to do this to convert people either, because I don't think anybody is going to watch the Good News According to Jesus and become a Jehovah's Witness. I just don't think that's going to happen. The movie is not that good. I have a theory about this. Now, again, this is secondhand information, so don't take this as gospel truth, but from what I've gathered online, at the Pure Worship Convention that's going on now, the episodes 2 and 3 of The Good News According to Jesus is basically being used as a bookend to and justification for a couple of new propaganda pieces that are, from what I've heard, extremely bad. Bad in the sense of culty and controlling and like egregious propaganda, like as bad as anything the Watchtower's ever done. Again, I have not seen these videos yet. I think they're going to be available within the next week or so. And as soon as I get a chance to take a look at them, I'll review them and comment on them here. But I don't know. I have a sense of foreboding about this. I think that I have a sneaking suspicion that things are going to get really ugly soon. Just a feeling. Something in my bones. I can't describe it. Anyway, that's pretty much it for now. So take care. God bless. I will see you next time. So until then, take it easy.
We may read that a person or an organization was sued and then settled out of court. Does settling out of court mean that they were guilty? Not necessarily.